Yeah, this place looks seriously cool, I have to say. The first time I came through this bit I got an S rank, but this time I only managed an A rank, so it's a shame. I would have just kept my S rank version, but I can't bother, it's not that much of a big deal. All it is just a bunch of normal guys that you have to take out, so I mean getting an S rank is not too difficult, as long as you just Sandatsu everyone. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think I took no damage that time, so that's why I managed the S rank. I mean, so far, like, you know, 4 hours into the game, it hasn't lost its fun. Pulling out that fuel cell and just squashing the crap out of it still gives you a good feeling. I did enjoy that. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. I thought I missed that for a second. I hit like every single part except for the one I needed to. Oh yeah. As you can see, that's why my battle points are actually quite high as well, because I had to restart the chapter. I get to keep the battle points from my first playthrough, so that's why I kind of got double points for this bit. Right, I think we're done here. Oh wait, one guy. Oh yeah, he's one of the bigger guys, so you can't Zandatsu him as easily. But he is still getting his ass kicked. Yeah, fuck you indeed. It's just, it does take a little while to unlock the Zandatsu-ness. I mean, I've absolutely sliced the crap out of this guy, and he's only lost an arm, that's it. Just ridiculous. I'm just seeing if I can completely chop him open. Got pissed off at this point. And after all that, I didn't get a Zandatsu either, so that was really annoying. But good old A rank. Okay, so this bit was basically the next section is filled with those kind of beastly guys. I forgot what they're called, but the ones with the really big arms and the flying kicks. So it's a place where you don't really want to get an alert. So I decided to kind of take the wussy route out and just run down the side and move on to the next area. Because on my first playthrough I got an alert there, and it took me a little while to take him out. There you go. Ah. You see, my fuel cell goes yellow, and I'm not able to do the Zandatsu. But it's blue now, and then I get to do it. So like I said a few episodes ago, it must have something to do with the fuel cell. If that's blue, then you have the ability to Zandatsu these soldiers. Cyborgs, whatever.
The main exit is sealed. I very much doubt you can get through there. The catwalk above you is connected to a corridor meant for transporting materials. You can take that to the elevator.
Yeah, so this one is a nice cheap kill here. But the others is a little bit more. I guess you have to work a little bit harder to get those kills. And I couldn't pan down enough to get that Zandatsu. It wouldn't let me. There's an item on the right, but I decided to sacrifice not getting that item in favour of just getting through without any alerts. So I keep things simple for this bit. I forget what the item is, but I don't think it's anything really important.
Follow the catwalk straight ahead to reach the elevator.
Might as well get that. So you just saw him from the corner of your screen.
My apologies, Raiden. I seem to have fallen behind.
No worries. Actually, I should thank you.
What are you talking about?
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten Jack back.
Then, that is your true nature.
More or less. Still interested?
I find no reason to alter my objectives. From the moment we met, you have acted on emotional urges. You speak of protecting those weaker than you. Such people number in the billions. It is impossible. You cannot save every human being in the world. You cannot save every street child. After extended observation, I have come to a conclusion. Your actions are rooted in affinity for those from similar circumstances as yours.
Guess so. Not much of a superhero after all, huh?
However, your emotional status is understandable. Perhaps I share this same affinity.
Well, if that's what you feel, then glad to have you along.
Roger.
You can reach the server room via the freight elevator just ahead.
To be honest, I think my favourite conversations are the ones between Raiden and Wolf. I think other than the really good cutscene between him and Monsoon, I think that's my favourite, to be honest. They do have some nice conversations. Alright, so we get an oil drum. MGS4 reference, as usual. And I guess you can put it to use, which I will do. So I think this is a clean section for me. I don't get any alerts here. Because we've got hammer guys here, and as you've seen, you don't really want to fuck with them. So you do it the cheap way. And you completely miss the Zandatsu. Wow. That's probably one of my worst Zandatsu efforts. Then got pissed off afterwards. Gave him a few extra hits. I didn't particularly need it, to be honest, but because you sneak behind the guys anyway, so you're always going to get a free shot at Zandatsu. So you're always going to get a second chance. For some reason I lost my Zandatsu groove. I was kind of just missing them all the time. Okay. Hardcore assassin style. Kind of reminds me of the Spirit camo from MGS3. If any of you guys play that game and got that camo, you'll know what I'm talking about. More paste. Good. So full health, full paste, Jack the Ripper mode. That's what I'm talking about. What exactly am I doing there? Oh yeah, basically, because I played through the chapter before, someone blew this container up, and that caused me trouble, so I was trying to see if I could slice it beforehand, but that didn't work. Okay. Whenever you're on an elevator in a Metal Gear game, you always get ambushed. It's kind of, it has to happen. So, all right. What you're going to see is more of the usual kind of, because these are regular soldiers, you know the drill. Well, this guy's not quite a regular soldier, but so it's quite a confined space, and you've got Gecko and all that kind of stuff. So it gets a little bit messy here. You see, I managed to press circle straight away there. I have no idea why. Makes very little sense. You see again that, I mean, when you first fight these guys, they don't give you the option to do that, and yet this time all I have to do is run underneath his legs, and I get the option to pretty much take them out. So I don't know why they've made them so easy now. I hate these taller ones, they're really annoying. Just... wow. Crushed. Because there's plenty of soldiers around with these little sections, I tend to be quite reckless, because I can always Zandatsu them and get my health back, like this. I get 140% in one go, so it's not too much of a big deal. Because I wasn't used to those circle, you know, that circle trigger appearing as soon as I run up to them. That's why I missed it a couple of times with this Gecko. But I got him in the end. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah, because I missed the circle opportunity a couple of times. That's probably why that was a B rank. I should have been a bit quicker than that. I think the rest of them are A rank.
Look up, Raiden! Another freight platform!
Platform.
Look out! Incoming!
Okay. Annoying shield guys. I'm trying to just smash straight through it, but that's not working. You see, with that guy I smashed through his shield, but with the other one he was standing firm. I'm trying to kind of go around behind him, but he turns really quickly, which doesn't make things easy. You see, my fuel cell is low here, so I can't Zandatsu him. So you can attack the wolf thing to build it back up to the blue level, and then take this guy on, and then you can Zandatsu him. Obviously I didn't know this while I was playing, but watching it back now I've kind of figured out how it works. So again, they give you the option of the easy kill straight away. So I was lucky enough there to get the Scarab as well, so I took them both out in one go, which is pretty cool. I remember the first time I faced one of these wolves, like, you guys will remember too how badly I performed, and now these wolves are getting their asses kicked. I can take on two at once without any problem, so it shows you how far my enhancements have come and how I've kind of improved my level a little bit. But I mean, they are a lot easier than they are in the boss battle, I have to say. They don't really attack you very much. Alright, that was a much better section. Wolf Hunter as well. It's nice. A rank. Cool. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There are a lot of enemies on this elevator. But luckily these guys are just regular soldiers. If they were the taller guys as well, it might have been a little bit more troublesome. Very easy.
Careful, Raiden. The elevator cannot take much more of this. Jump to that adjacent platform. On. The platform is losing speed. Scheiße! The Treibhausser is appearing. Raiden, here's an out of the shaft.
I'm way ahead of you, Doctor. I know exactly what I'm doing. But obviously that's because I've played this bit before. So a little bit of Zandatsu, a little bit of Scarab killing. I'm still going to call them Scarabs, I don't care if he calls them tripods. Tripod just sounds stupid. At least call them Dwarf Gecko or something. Yeah, luckily these things are obviously very weak, so one hit should get them off. And they drop their little repair units as well, so just in case you need any help for whatever reason, if you're playing on a more difficult level or something, then I guess you can make use of those. Almost there. Ah, it's one of the bigger guys. They just really waste your time. He's still alive. These guys just refuse to die.
To the other elevator. Raiden, hurry!
There we go. Not too difficult. That was one hell of a long elevator. We were going up for like ages. So it must be the tallest building ever. S rank. Yeah.
They are deploying security from the top floor to the freight elevators. Your path to the server room leads right through them.
Great. Even more. This section had a hell of a lot of enemies. And it's our good friends, the hammer guys. Really annoying combination of enemies. You've got the flyers and you've got the hammer guy as well. Alright. No Zandatsu still. I just hate these guys, honestly. Luckily I have this weapon that's helping me kind of pull myself up to them. Otherwise, it'd be even worse. There we go, knocked one of them down. Sometimes when there's multiple enemies, it doesn't know which one to attach itself to, so it kind of gets a little bit confusing. Oh shit. This section was really crazy. And we've got the wrestlers as well. Oh, wow. Managed to get a cheap shot in on that guy. Whoa. I don't know why they made it so easy for me this time. I usually have trouble with those. Wow. Okay, that went a lot better than I thought it would. Than I thought it did, anyway. Ah, yes. This bit here, I see like items and a box and all that kind of stuff, but for some reason I couldn't get through. And obviously, because there's no guides or anything like that, I couldn't kind of find out how to do it. So I tried my luck, but for some reason I couldn't get through. I was wondering if there was some kind of way to do it, but I couldn't really find anything. It'd be interesting to see what you do have to do to get in there. Obviously, you can't slice through the window, and you can't slice those containers either. I thought maybe the containers were blocking like a broken part of the window or something, but it didn't work. So there has to be something here. One thing I didn't try... Oh yeah, no, I did try this as well. No. Actually, maybe you need to ninja run through that bit. So you need to take a slight run up and kind of get him to slide through. Maybe that's how you do it. I didn't think of that at the time. But whatever, I tried. See, that's one of the annoying things about playing a game early. If you're playing a game a long time after it's come out, you can just go online.
Server rooms ahead?
Yes, according to what I have here.
What should I expect to find? If they're VR training those brains, I'm guessing it won't look like your typical IT department.
Quite right. Most of it will likely be occupied by life support units. Feeding oxygen and nutrition to the brains they have stored, you know. They would also need a server to feed them the VR data, but in terms of structure, it's really more brain storage and maintenance than a server room. But no doubt it makes a convenient euphemism for what they are really doing there.
Yeah, like how CIA agents refer to where they work as the company.
Indeed. Something like that would never arouse the suspicions of rank-and-file staff who may hear it. And I'm sure those complicit in this operation feel better not calling it the VR training room. Even something so simple as a name can help one ignore the truth of what they are doing. Truly fascinating how the human brain works.
So this, whatever room, that's where Sundowner's waiting, right? If he wants a fight, I wish he'd just get on with it. He didn't seem the type to run and hide.
Well, he is in charge of security, but I suspect this is not about business. If I had to guess, I would say he is toying with you, testing you, perhaps.
Whatever he's doing, it won't change what's going to happen once I finally catch up with him.
Alright, so Raiden sounds like he really wants Sundowner's blood. And well, so do I. Don't like that guy. But first, we have some more bosses.
What? Mistral? She's...
No. A spare body, if I had to guess. Likely controlled by an AI.
Alright, so here we have Mistral Mark II. But obviously I'm a little bit stronger than I was last time, and I'm a little bit better than I was last time. So this time I do a better job than I did, so no C rank for me this time. And I have the benefit of Monsoon's weapon as well, which is nice. Obviously still by no means perfect, I mean, as I've said a million times before, it's the first playthrough, but it wasn't too bad. I think it was, you see, this bit is a problem because you defeat these two, and then once you do that, then you go straight into the next boss. So, you know, if you end up using your nano pace up for these two, then you're not going to have any left for the next boss battle. So you need to be careful here. I mean, I suggest that if you lose too much health in these boss battles, then you should start it again, because you're going to need to keep things in reserve for the next boss. Of course, against Mistral, you should be making use of these scarabs and the repair things that they drop. So they should stop the need for having to use the nano pace. I think once again it was the Monsoon battle that kind of cost me a few nano pace. I think I didn't come in with 5 anyway. I came in with about 3, and I used all of them up for these 2 boss battles. So that's why I had 0 left for Sundowner. Ouch. So I decided to enter Ripper mode to get a bit of extra damage done, but the scarabs kind of messed me up. Alright. So obviously we've kind of figured out that with Mistral all you have to do is kind of attack her until you have the opportunity to Zandatsu that blade that she has, and then just cut the links and cut all those arms off her back, and then just take her down. Not too difficult. As you can see, I mean, she's only got 20% left already. That's pretty quick. But obviously I'm stronger than I was last time. Yeah, that one was too far away. It's still the same problem. I mean, you get a small window to do it, and if the link that you need to break is on one of the far ends of the blade, then it might be a little bit more difficult. So I missed an opportunity there. But 11.1, she doesn't have too much left in the tank. With this one, there's no special kind of cutscene. You do have to take her down to 0%, just like that. Okay, so there's not much breathing time. Monsoon comes straight in. Obviously, you're not expecting it the first time, and he just starts to take you out straight away. There you go. So he's straight in, and he's
Monsoon? Well, if AI controlled, it should pose no problem for you, yes?
So I'm guessing, you know, AI controlled means that it's not as powerful as the one that you first face. So that's probably why you're going to find it easier the second time, alongside the fact that you're stronger now as well. So obviously, like I was saying, the first time I defeated this guy, for these bits try and make sure you're doing a good job of your parrying and you're not being impatient like me. Ouch. I mean, he still packs a punch. I thought maybe if I was in Ripper mode, it might give me a greater chance of breaking him apart and then moving him on to the next phase. See, here we go. See, so that's what I was saying. You can use the EM grenade to good effect against Monsoon. But, I mean, you need to be close to him. If you let him get far away from you, then it's not going to work, because either he's going to hit you first, and that arm is just going to keep smacking you and stop you from Zandatsuing him. Or, you know, the grenade's going to miss as well. So 18.9% already. I've done a lot of damage. But he's kind of getting his revenge. Yeah, you see, because he's going so fast, I'm not getting a window to throw the grenade. So that's a bit of a problem as well. You don't always get the opportunity to throw it. You see, it's happened again. He got there first. So if you back yourself into a corner, it might actually be beneficial, because you always have to parry in the same direction. So provided he doesn't get a string of attacks in on you, then you should be okay, as you can see. So it might be good for you to do that. You see, I broke him apart, I think. Yeah, I did. You see, I don't know like how I managed to do that. It's weird. I still don't know like consistently what you have to do in order to break him apart. Sometimes I kind of run into him and I attack him and nothing happens, and then sometimes I break him apart, so I don't really know. But he's down. And I've got 3 nano pace left, so I still had to use up 2 because I was a bit reckless. But I got an A rank, so I'm happy with that. It's kind of payback for the C rank I got for Mistral the first time.